待って。
She stopped with her finger against my lips.
その前に、みのり。一つだけ確かめさせて。
僕の望み。
Sire nods, staring into my eyes with unusual solemnity.
さっきも言ったけど、私には私にしかできない方法で生き物の体に干渉できる。人間の脳をいじる方法もこれでちゃんと確認が取れたわ。だから
Sire pauses and takes a deep breath before continuing.
今ならあなたの頭を元の状態に戻すこともできるの。
なんだって。
Till now, that hadn't even been in the realm of possibility.
その人にやったのと逆のことを文則にしてあげればいいだけ。とっても簡単なことよ。
That would be very interesting if she did that. I replay Sire's words in my head to be sure of their meaning.
だから文則、教えて。あなたが昔の暮らしに戻りたいかどうか。あの事故で失ったものを取り戻したいのかどうか。
Oh, a choice. Let's make a save. How do I make... I guess you can't make it. You gotta do a quick save. Okay, fair enough. Wait, how does that work though? Is there a separate spot now? Okay, it is. Wait. What? I am confused. Now it's in both slots though. Huh. Let's go with this one first, I guess.
そりゃもちろん戻れるっていうのなら元に戻りたいと思う。
That's the way I'm thinking. I never wondered if there could be any other answer. Stopped dwelling on this question a long time ago. And if I'd been asked before I met Sire, I wouldn't have hesitated. This one's going on way longer than the previous one, I gotta say. I'm just invested in the plot now. But what about now? What does it mean to wish for the past? And what could it do to me and Sire? As soon as these questions occur to me, my true feelings become unclear. The hurried answer I just gave her was less certain than I thought.
そう。そうよね。当たり前よね。
Sire smiled softly, her expression an unreadable mixture of what seemed to be sorrow and relief. Seeing it fills me with sudden unease, as though I've just wounded her deeply with my careless words.
なさや、僕は。
いいの、文則。もう何も言わないで。
Sire silences me with another kiss and thrusts her tongue into my mouth into even greater passion than before. I mean, considering she's like actually an eldritch abomination, what would that even be? As the sweet softness of her tongue clouds my mind, I begin to feel an urgent need to say what she prevented me from saying. Speak those most important words.
さや。
I can't speak for some reason, and my mind is hazy. My consciousness is slipping away as the euphoria from her kiss spreads to my entire body.
おやすみなさい。文
I
則。
hear Sire whisper softly from far away.
心配しないで。次に目が覚めるときには何もかもが終わっているから。
I feel like this is gonna lead into one of the three endings. Probably not the true ending. If it is, that would be something, wouldn't it? Well. Wait, have to tell you something before I sleep, just one thing. After Minos, however, as oblivion calls me into its embrace. A bit of delay there. Oh, shit. When I awoke, the first thing that greeted me was a terrible stink. Mr. Suzumi's body was covered in flies, and I could smell the rotten stench that you would expect from a corpse. The night had ended, but Sire was nowhere to be seen in the morning lights. Aside from the blood-covered floor, the kitchen looked the same as it had before the accident. In the den, however, the colours that had been so soothing the day before now served as a stark reminder of what a distant world I'd been living in. Despite knowing that it would be futile, I wandered the house searching for Sire for almost an hour, tried in vain to deny reality. Then I called the police. When the operator answered, I couldn't stop myself from crying. It'd been such a long time since I'd heard a human voice other than Sire's. As became clear later, Mr. Suzumi had murdered his family before I killed him. Able to give the police a satisfactory explanation, I was arrested for all 3 murders, and when they found the remains of Takahata Omi in my house, a 4th was added to the charges. During my interrogation, I told him everything exactly as it had happened, every detail. Detectives didn't believe me, of course, but the doctor who came later did. He had me moved from the jail to a much cleaner white room. That's right, this room looks just as white to me as it does to everyone else. In the end, they declared me incapable of answering for my actions. Everything that had happened to me was real, but part of a reality incompatible with the rest of the world. So the doctors gave me a space all to myself, a place where I could live in my own world. It was sad that I wasn't believed, but I know that it couldn't be helped. In this world, reality is what the majority says it is, and I had the misfortune to step outside of that box. The walls of my room are undeniably white. That, at least, I can be thankful for as I live out the rest of my life here. Everyone said that there was never any girl named Sire. Well, to be it, Sire probably was never part of that world. But why shouldn't I be able to hear Sire's voice here, in my room? This is my world, after all, a continuation of the very real time that we spent together. I assume Sire's keeping a distance because she'd know that, he'd probably freak the fuck out if he saw what she really looked like. And despite Sire being an eldritch abomination, she does at least seem to show, some feelings for Fuminori. It's like, distance herself because she doesn't want him to, view her the same way anyone else that would see her would. How long did I wait with such thoughts floating through my mind? Unless she does appear to him anyway. Oh. I guess she might be. One night I awoke to the sound of someone crawling down the hallway. Sound would not normally have woken me, but I must have had a premonition that night. Sleeping later than usual, I had waited for her arrival, and so I knew instantly that it was her.
Saya なんだね。
Oh, it is. She did not answer, but I could feel her outside my door, struggling with some internal conflict.
どうして声を聞かせてくれないんだ?
Because her voice is, in fact, horrifying. Through a long silence, something small slid through the narrow bars of my peephole. It was a cell phone. Screen already showed a notepad with freshly entered text. I guess that's one way they can communicate. My voice will sound strange to you. I couldn't suppress a chuckle at Saya's uncharacteristic display of shyness.
そんなこと、僕は全然気にならないよ。
I said, send the phone back through the
君の声を聞き
bars.
たい。姿が見たい。
Yeah, you probably don't want to. Well, you do, but it's not a good idea. After a short pause, the phone returned to my side. Please let me stay the Sire you remember.
そうか。
So she's well aware that would ruin it if they met. And, like I said, maybe an eldritch abomination. But, she's taken a liking to Fuminori. Who doesn't want to, ruin that bondage yet? I started to suspect that it might be so. In the hell of my eyes and made of the world, Sire alone had looked normal. I thought that was somehow unique. In truth, however, she had probably been a different kind of unique than I'd imagined. It wasn't that my senses hadn't distorted her appearance, but that she had been so unusual as to seem normal to my twisted mind. Saya's true form was something other than what I had known. Now, however, I could see her as she really was. But Saya didn't want that, and it was not for me to question the workings of her heart. I just had to accept that girl needs to keep some things private.
あの日君に言おうとしてたこと保留になってたの覚えてる
I slid the phone back to her. I was hoping you'd forgotten. I smiled wryly and at the text on the screen, wondering if she really thought me so heartless.
忘れたりするもんか
No one was listening, but still, it would have been embarrassing to speak the rest aloud, so this time I typed it into the phone. Wait, what? G-H-I? J-K-L-M-N-O-U... Oh, what? Slid the phone back through the slots. What? I could sense her trembling outside my door. I couldn't hear her or see her, but still I knew. Saya was crying. What? Is this meant to be deciphered or something, or what? I mean, obviously what he was trying to say was that he loves her, so is that what it's essentially supposed to basically say? Perhaps my words offered no comfort spoken so late. Even so, I was ready. I had wanted to return to my old life, true, but I would have abandoned that wish for Sire. And you're going to when I eventually, reload the save. I know that I would have gone with her, hand in hand, as far as we could, even to the most forbidden of places. Sire, too, must have known that I was prepared, and because she knew, she stopped me from saying those words. If I'd spoken that oath, there would have been no going back. I'm sorry I was a coward. Seeing the words on the screen, I shook my head.
君だけが悪いんじゃないあの時僕に迷いがなければ君だって勇気を出せたそうだろ
I was afraid of you, of how you were changing because of me.
仕方ないさ
Saya couldn't bring herself to take everything from me, and I couldn't bring myself to give up everything for her. You were too weak to find happiness.
さやはこれからどうするんだい
I'll keep searching for my dad. You'll know how to send me back to where I came from. Where did she come from?
そうか
This question.
帰りたいんだねさやは
Short time passed with no words or messages exchanged. I wonder how many times in that brief silence yes and no changed places in her mind. Yeah. When the phone finally returned, the characters on the screen seemed strangely
そう
uncertain.
かお父さん見つかるといいね
I'll do my best. Time had come for our parting. She had chosen her path, and I had given my blessing. There's nothing more to be said.
もしも気が変わったら僕はずっとここにいるからいつでも来ていいからね
I will, thank you. Goodbye, Fuminori. I read her final message and returned the phone to the other side.
さようならさや
She gently slapped my door in response, and then I heard the sound of her sliding off down the hallway. I was left alone in the silence of the night. Ever since that day, I have been waiting. Perhaps Saya really did return to where she came from. I mean, what is she? Now I'm wondering, I theorized that she was created, and now I'm wondering if maybe she's not of this world in general. Perhaps she is still wandering today, looking for her father. It must be hard, she must be lonely. When she can no longer stand being alone, she will surely return to me. I am the only one who will comfort her and whisper sweet nothings in her ear. And so I wait, dreaming of her face and her voice. I wait, forever in my white room, white world. Same thing, for him, because that's his old world now. That was an ending, right? Yep. So that was a sad ending. but I don't know. Oh, let's pay attention here. Okay. Wait. It didn't put the names for the other characters, did it? Oh well. It definitely must have been her, though. That voice acted, what's his face, his wife. Well, this has been Let's Play Sayonara, so I hope you've enjoyed it. It's actually just like, yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna do the other endings. No, we're obviously gonna get the other endings. There's 3 endings, though. I assume that, you know, choosing to stay the way he is will eventually stand the line to another choice that would lead into 2 different endings, I assume. Which song is playing? Wonder if we're gonna get copyright claim for the song, probably. I wonder how long the story goes past, picking the other choice. Hopefully it isn't that short, because bloody hell. It's like if this was like, a paper novel, it'd probably be like, probably under 300 pages long. It's pretty short. Public Relations Prime, isn't that a name of a band? Probably not the band that was involved there. That'd be kind of odd. Or would it? I don't know. So that was that. I'm not gonna play a bunch longer of this because I've already been over 2 hours. I don't know why it's saved in both slots, that kind of bugs me. You don't need it anymore. On that terrible day when I first opened my eyes after the accident, what would my answer have been? When I think back on this many years from now, will I wish that my answer today had been different? It doesn't matter here at this moment, there is no doubt in my mind, It's interesting because it kind of leaves it open as to what happens after, that ending that happens. Because it sounds like Sire never returned to Fuminori again after that. So they kind of broke off from each other, I guess. Because understandably, Sire didn't want to keep in contact with Fuminori because he knows that wouldn't work out because, if he were to see how she looks like and all that, he would freak the hell out and probably question his sanity all over again. Doesn't matter here at this moment, there is no doubt in my mind. Asks Sire, looking at the unidentifiable pieces of the monster.
隣の家に住んでたおじさん。名前は知らないけど。
Suzumiさんか。
Well, at least you won't be complaining about the lawn anymore. He was hardly a stranger. We've been neighbors for as long as I can remember. I'd go so far as to say we were on good terms before the accident. And now I've killed him with my own 2 hands. I feel little. Mr. Suzumi, the kindly painter who lived next door, is but a distant memory. And he certainly wasn't kindly when he, after that experiment, he went completely batshit out of his mind. Pieces of meat around me belonged to a creature whose mere existence was nauseating. Only by killing the vermin could I find relief. Honestly, it feels like the ending we just got is probably the best ending. Because I imagine this net's gonna get more and more off the rails. He complained about my yard being filthy. The swine? It doesn't matter what Sire did, he wasn't worth keeping alive anyway. These are my honest feelings. I wonder if, I mean, after that failed attempt, you know, the experiment she did, I wonder if she would even try to pull that off on someone else. It would be interesting if, like, she did that to, you know, one of Fuminori's last living friends, like Koji or Yo. My honest feelings, my hands are wet with another man's blood, and yet I am utterly calm. No, I know what I lost in the accident. Sire says that I can take it back, but I know that I cannot. It's gone forever, like the life of the man called Suzumi.
なあ、さや。僕の異常を治すことは医者には絶対できないことだったんだ。
Well, that's a lie, because as proven in that ending, she was capable of reversing it, but he would have to, you know, live with the consequences of the fact that they were dead bodies. Yeah, so, yeah, it's kind of fucked.
ふみのり？
人間にできないことを簡単にできるっていう君は人間じゃないんだね。
Saya looks away, her expression unreadable. Makes me wonder, because their interaction when they first met seemed to imply that, with maybe the exception of her father, I'd assume, Fuminori was the only one who wasn't scared by her sight. So, looks away, expression unreadable. Everything is monstrous and loathsome in my eyes, everything but Saya. I thought that she was somehow unique. I was wrong. I see her just as I do everything else, as something other than what she really is. But why should that surprise me? Saya is part of my world, just as I am part of hers. It doesn't change what we are to each other. I stand and walk over to Suzumi's dismembered corpse.
昔読んだ漫画でさ、事故から生き返ったせいで世界が当たり前に見えなくなる男の話があった。今の僕みたいにね。
I finally realized that even though the stench of these monsters' flesh turns my stomach, their blood and guts smell pretty good. In fact, I know this fragrance quite well.
その男の目には人間が石くれに、機械のロボットが美女に見えるんだ。だから男は人とは似ても似つかないロボットに恋をしてしまうんだ。
I retrieved the cleaver, pick up pieces of Suzumi's body. Start removing the skin and tendons. Ah, just as I thought. Stuff underneath exactly the same as what Sire and I have been eating.
なあ、
Yep.
これうまそうだし食べちゃおうか。
He's gone completely off the deep end now.
ふみのり？
You're completely insane.
あ、ごめん。今はそんな気分になれないよね。でも死んじゃえば肉は肉だし、捨てるのももったいないと思わないか。また冷蔵庫にしまっておこうよ。
That meat used to be a human being, man.
あなたはいいの？
いいよ。
I answer easily, there is no longer any room for doubt in my mind, for he has gone completely insane. I think I'm all right the more this scene's going on. It's like, yep, that ending is probably the best ending possible. You know, they part, and, you know, no other casualties, presumably. And, you know, he's just kept in some kind of, I don't know, mental institute for the rest of his life, presumably. It's no longer down to my
あ
mind.
と隣の家に奥さんと娘さんがいるはずなんだ。旦那がいなくなったら騒ぐかもしれないし、通報される前に飼っとこうと思うんだが。
That won't be necessary. They're already dead, unfortunately.
そんな風であなたはいいの？
Oh. Now even Sire's like, Jesus Christ, you're changing for the worse. It's like, no, it's fair enough when I do that, you know, because I, need to eat and all, but you do realize there's are people like you, right? So I asked again, this time with a trace of fear in her voice. I guess I still haven't convinced her of my sincerity.
さっきの漫画の話だとね、人でないものを愛した男は最後に自分が人間であることをやめて恋を成就させるんだ。ハッピーエンドだよ。だろ？
No, that's a bad end.
ふみのり。
You're completely insane now.
さやと一緒にいられるのなら僕はもう何もいらない。 何もかもこのままでいい。
I mean, he's no better than, what's his face that, got turned and then, got killed. The only difference is Fuminori, he isn't like overly aggressive towards Sire. That's the only real difference. They're both completely insane and have thrown away their humanity because they're completely just lost everything. Their mind is completely fucked. Toss a knife and meat aside, I will slide into my arms once more.
もう言ってもいいよね。さや、君のこと愛してる。
As Sire wipes away the tears flowing from her eyes, I can no longer see any hint of fear in her face.
あなたのこと後悔させたくないのに、なのに。
I have sworn my oath and Sire's accepted it. You have nothing to fear now. Sire will never need to cry again.
でも嬉しい。私って身勝手だよね。
身勝手でいいよ。さやのわがままなら聞くよ、僕は。
Filled with contentment, we exchange a smile and set to the task of cleaning the room. A single person produces a lot more meat than I expected. Speaking of which, I seem to remember doing something similar before.
あとの2人だけど、多分おじさんが殺してる。悲鳴とか聞こえたし。
そうか。そりゃ好都合だ。
After we finish here, we should go gather the meat. Jesus fucking Christ, you have to call it that? From the Suzumi house. That should be enough to hold us for a while. You can use their refrigerator to store what won't fit in ours. You're fucked up, man. You're completely fucked. Now, is it just me? You know how, is pareidolia? Is that the effect where you see patterns and stuff like that? Doesn't this right here look like a face? Like closed eyes, nose, mouth. Kind of weird. It's all come together. Sai and I will be fine in your complete insanity. Jesus Christ, this story is so fucked up.
この写真知ってる？
She recognizes the picture. Let's, save and call it a friggin' recording because Jesus Christ, this has been dragging on. It does say open, save, load menu, so... Maybe I just click on that and exit. And then go back to that. No, it doesn't. How do you save? Wait, what? Oh. I don't get it. Why is it just quick saves? What? Now that one's gone. What? Oh, I see now. Okay. That's what I was doing wrong. Okay, fair enough. It was a bit confusing is all. It was on the quick save option. Man, this is gonna take a long ass time to edit. Over 2 hours. So I've had a look at that old library, see how it's coming along. So our new additions are You're Gonna Die! Holy shit, you picked a big mistake there, homie. You were only just being established as a character, and now you're freaking dead! So, is this the slime? And he's like, yeah, it's not your friend that she's eating that, no. Wait, what? Didn't click on that. Or maybe I did, I didn't realize it. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe this shit. What are you doing? Ah! Still got some CGs to go in. Look at this happy family. And then they were brutally murdered by this guy going completely insane. And now they're all going to be eaten by Fuminori and Sire. Fucked up, to say the least. Why does it do that? Strange. That's him going completely insane. That's like, oh good, the experiment worked, and then he's like, I am completely insane now. And then he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And so he does. Brutally so. And then he's like, yeah. And then she's like, ah. And he's like, this was in the, you could, well, clearly it feels like they expect you to go with this ending first, because the CG's right after it. It's like, you're not a monster, Sire, I love you. But if you saw how she actually looked, you'd be like, oh my fucking god, what the fuck are you? You know, but, you know, picking the other option shows he's completely thrown away all morality. He's gone completely insane, cast aside all, you know, that kind of shit. And just being like, you know what? It's like, yeah, you acknowledge this. Oh, yeah, this hump of flesh. Yeah, that's human. Tastes good, though, doesn't it? It's like, fucking hell. It just got really dark, didn't it? Honestly, this is probably the best ending this story's probably going to get. It's probably just going to get worse from here on out. There's still a fair few CGs left. So I don't know how long the rest of it will go, but yeah, it'll do for this record session. Hope you're enjoying this Let's Play. It's a pretty fucked up story. More fucked up than I'd anticipated, to be honest. It's like, once they introduces the cannibalism thing, it was like, okay, this is going a bit too far. And then the guy who, you know, also goes insane, kills his wife and daughter, and now they're gonna be used as a source of meat. It's just so fucked up. Well, see you next time, viewers. See you next time.